Hi brand owners, my name is Mari and I am Shared Studios art director. Today we're going to talk about something really cool. It's like one of our top 3 favorite things to do in the graphics or creative team. It's something that a lot of people take for granted and something that can really make or break the whole user and customer experience for your brand and your product. What am I talking about? As you can see on the screen, we are going to talk about product packaging, which obviously it's also the title of the video. Let's get started. So what do you guys need to know about product packaging, or how can you actually see the impact of product packaging from the very beginning? What do these 3 brands or 3 product packagings have in common? They're all recognizable. They are all pretty obvious as to what they have inside, and not because, for example, the KFC or the Chanel packagings say KFC or Chanel in the front, but because we know these brands and we know and could recognize their packaging anywhere and everywhere that we go to. If I see a KFC package around somewhere, I know that that package has either chicken or maybe biscuits or maybe fries, but I know it's related to 1, fast food, and 2, fried chicken. Super important. And when it comes to Chanel, I know it has to do something with fashion, or it has to do something with women taking care of herself, like a perfume, maybe a lipstick, maybe a mascara, like something along the lines of female, I would say, self-care. So that's exactly what these packagings have in common. So that is the one or the first thing that packaging tells us about the importance of itself for a brand. A packaging can, as I said, enhance or actually break your customer experience when they are first looking at your product and when they are first opening your product. However, we have prepared an amazing presentation. Thank you once again to our marketing team for this. And in here, I will explain to you why it's so important. And of course, as always, we try to give you value and we try to give you our 2 cents on how you can make this mission of having an amazing package design on your own. So let's continue. Each one of these images, just as I said, signals a specific brand identity to the customers. So each one of them represent a different brand, a different type of product, and either way, we can recognize all of them. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know exactly what could be inside of every one of these. Moving forward, as I said, product packaging can help you build a recognizable brand. If you have an amazing package design, people will probably, when you establish your brand, when you start selling more products and they have already purchased one of your products and see another box that has something else inside, they will say, you know what, this is from Chanel, this is from Apple, this is from KFC. And the goal here, and I would say it's not just for Amazon sellers or Amazon brand owners in general, but for every single person that sells something in the world, the ultimate goal is to have a packaging that if you erase the logo, you still know what it is and how it works and what's inside or what could be inside or what industry it belongs to. That is the main goal here. Like even for us, our main goal is to have the spotlight one day in a whole flyer in like a highway, and then people just know that Shared Studio. Like that's the ultimate goal for every brand, to be instantly recognizable, just like Apple with the Apple, of course, and many other brands. Moving forward, why is Amazon product packaging important? And even not just on Amazon, but outside of Amazon. Now in this year that obviously we have a lot of trends going on, and it's only mid-January, at least when I'm recording this video, but I'm pretty sure if you watch this in February, it's going to be the exact same. There are a lot of trends going on, but on e-commerce, as you know, it's not just Amazon anymore. It's Amazon, it's Walmart, it's Etsy, it's Alibaba. Like there are so many e-commerce sites that people really have to take care of. So all of these tips, I don't think personally that just apply for Amazon, but to any e-commerce or just seller out there. So reason number 1, people think that just having a logo that someone made for you on Fiverr or Canva or even like PowerPoint, I've seen some cases, trust me, it's terrible. That's the whole meaning behind a brand is just having that logo. a pretty name, a pretty icon, that's it. But no, having a branding goes way further than just that and way beyond that. Having a brand is recognizing your values, your mission, your reason why, your differentiating factors, just like building a product for Amazon. So for a brand to have a complete and very well defined message as a whole is what builds that brand. It's not just having a logo and a name, and if someone asks you, hey, what does your logo look like that? And you say, oh, it's an elephant because we like animals, like that's not a real brand. A real brand, again, has a message. So as a brand, the clearer and more complete the message is, the better built you are. At the end of the day, a brand should sell you a message. Think Apple, think Coca-Cola, that sells like familiarity, warmth, comfiness, like a place that you can call home. Drinking a glass of Coca-Cola is exactly that. It's like that feeling of, wow, I cannot believe how refreshing, one, this is, and two, how good it makes me feel. And that is what they sell, and that's what they have been working years and years and years and decades to build. And that's exactly what your brand should do. It should not just be about a name and a pretty icon of an elephant that if someone asks you, you're gonna say, oh, I mean, I wanted to include an elephant because I like them. Listen, I like them too, but that's not really a reason why I should trust you, or that's not really a reason for me to relate to your brand. Like, I'm not gonna buy your products just because we like the same things. I'm gonna buy your products because we share the same values, we share the same mission, and we are behind or after the same thing, which is a high quality product that makes my life easier, etc., etc. So packaging is a part of that. If you have a pretty logo of an elephant and then your packaging is a giraffe, it's going to be like, yes, they're both animals, but they have nothing to do with each other. They're just different animals. So Amazon product packaging is important. And again, e-commerce packaging is important because that packaging should be a direct or straight representation of your brand. If your brand is behind or is trying to sell high quality products, then your product should represent that very, very clear. Moving to point number 2, it can be cost saving. What does a cost saving packaging mean? If you have a good packaging that is built perfectly from the inside out, you will probably save money on having to ship them a different way. Let's say that you sell a crystal bottle. If you don't protect that crystal bottle from the inside of your packaging out, it's probably gonna arrive broken and you're gonna get bad reviews. So if you invest on having a good packaging, even though it's going to be probably a more expensive investment, ultimately it will represent you less, let's say, loss of money, because if you have more returns, you lose more money having to replenish your stock with products that are gonna get broken again. Then we have convenience. Convenience, not just for you, but also for the seller, for the buyer. Why? Because, again, a good product packaging can really help you and save you money and save you steps along the way. But for a buyer, it can also be pretty convenient. For example, and I'm gonna go into the tips about this further into the video, but maybe if you're given this as a gift, you don't need to wrap it or you don't need a bag. The whole packaging is already stunning and something that people are gonna get excited about opening, okay? So that's something that you should definitely consider. Increased sales can also be related to the branding, to the convenience, and of course, a good packaging can get you better reviews because again, if it's well built or if it's amazingly built, it's gonna protect your product, it's gonna give you reviews on this comes in a very protective packaging, which saved me the inconvenience of having to return a broken product. And then again, it is a beautiful, beautiful packaging that is worth giving to somebody else. That is what we're looking for, and that's what we should be after. Not just create a box where the product comes in, but also create a box that you can use in the future, that people can appreciate and value. And I think also the goal here when creating a packaging is to create something that people don't just discard. You want a packaging that brings value to the person. Even though you're not selling the packaging, you're selling the product, but the packaging should remain there. Maybe even when we're talking about increased sales, you can increase the pricing behind your product, but maybe you're selling 2 products and people don't know. Maybe the box can be cut in half and serve as a sleeve for a water bottle. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many things that you can do with packaging more than just getting the product inside, that if you really think about it and you invest time in creating or brainstorming those ideas, I think you would be great. So the fifth and last tip is compliance. And for compliance, let's go to the presentation and let's hear or let's see what Amazon could help us with when it comes to compliance. Basically, a packaging that is compliant with Amazon requirements, because remember that Amazon has a lot of requirements for more than just listing images and content overall. This can help you, one, avoid issues with Amazon, of course, but also it can make you eligible for programs inside of Amazon that can help you boost your ranking, that can help you boost your sales, that can help you boost your content in general, like the Amazon frustration-free packaging. So it's super important that you make sure that, again, when building a package, it's not just about building a package, but it's building an experience, and it's building also your relationship with Amazon. So what would I say is my first tip here? Remember that always, less is more. The era of having a design that is completely full of elements, completely full of fonts, completely full of everything and anything already passed. We're now in the, I would say, minimalistic era. The more minimalistic your packaging looks, the better. Why? Because it's going to be way more appealing. You don't want something that has a bunch of assets that make the name of the product not understandable, or even the product look like, or a side element of the packaging. Like, the packaging should stand out enough to be beautiful, cool, to get you better reviews, but it should not stand out enough to basically overshadow your product. Additionally, the cool thing about packaging isn't just when buyers receive them and open them, but that also you can use them on your listing as a plus. If you have a packaging that can serve as a gift ready packaging in which your product will arrive in, that I can just grab it and give it to somebody else, that you can use in your listing. Like, hey, this comes in a beautiful, protective and gift ready package that you can use for your loved ones. And that's one feature that not everyone has, and almost anyone takes advantage of. So make sure you take advantage. I would say that if you're designing your package to use it on your listing as well, you should be aware that it should be readable for both desktop and mobile. Don't make the letters or the fonts too small, or else you're going to miss information, and you're going to miss also a bit of the essence of the package. Remember, as always, that 53% of e-commerce traffic on Amazon is that exact number comes from mobile devices. Remember that we are mobile now, we're not so desktop. So I would suggest that you make sure that the fonts are big enough that you can read them on mobile, but not big enough that they are overwhelming in real life or desktop. This being said, let's go a little bit into the Amazon product packaging requirements. The number one is the Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. That's a mouthful. Basically, this label is the one that facilitates or makes Amazon employees or robots, or that it will make their job easier when it comes to finding and packing and shipping your product. So that is the label that goes right there on the packaging along with your address, etc. It's super important, and this is one of the requirements as well, that you mark in the label or the barcode the country of origin. Actually, Amazon is going to require you to say exactly where your product comes from when it is imported into the US. If it was made in the US, you don't have to worry, but if it was made in Japan, China, India, etc., you have to make sure that you point that out in the barcode. As well, there are some specific legal requirements. I don't want to get too much in detail into this, because else this video would be way too technical, but I just wanted to let you know that you should make consultations with experts in the legal requirements of Amazon, just to make sure that you are not basically not complying with any of Amazon's requirements when it comes to packaging, and of course the rest of your content and listing. Now to the good part. What are 7 tips, and what are Mary's 2 cents into making a great product packaging? Let's go on the screen. The first one is obviously to make it visually appealing. As I said, less is more. I want to go a couple of slides further just to show you the last product packaging that we made. This is for a water bottle, and as you can see, it does have a lot of information, but it's not overwhelming, and it's still understandable enough that you can see that it is a water bottle, that it has a couple of features that obviously you would see if we had the box like right here in person, and everything else. So that's exactly how you should make it. Keep it KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So this is a good example of a good product packaging, at least for my end. Moving forward, we have exactly what I just said. Keep it simple but informative. It's super important that the information is there, but it's not overwhelming. To fully inform a buyer without it being overwhelming, make sure you stick to keywords. If it's, for example, stainless steel, you can say made from stainless steel. You don't need to say made from stainless steel, brought to the US from China and crafted specially by people who made it with love. Like, it's not necessary. With saying that it's made from stainless steel, that's the real value there. Most of people wouldn't care what the steel comes from unless it's something like extremely premium and special. But in this case, I would say just keep it simple and still informative, of course. So I would say stick to keywords to keep information simple. Then be consistent. As I said at the very beginning of this video, having a constant or having a good branding isn't just about having a logo and or a little icon and a name on your logo. It's keeping the same branding across your whole brand. So if you would be, or if you want to be a successful brand on Amazon, I would say start with the whole logo, the story, the reason why, everything I said at the beginning. Keep it still like the same look and feel on your packaging, and then keep that same look and feel on your images, and then keep that same look and feel on your videos as well. The more you are consistent with your whole look and feel, the better, because it's going to make your brand very easily recognizable, and that's again what you're looking for. Remember that Apple, remember KFC, remember those examples. That is what we are after. So yes, be consistent. Make sure that it has to do with your branding rather than having something completely different done, because it's not the idea. For the packaging I showed you before, you can see that this is the logo. This is the logo that the client provided us with, and the branding had this yellowish color, black and gray. That was it, and that is exactly what we used on the packaging. That is exactly what we're looking after, to make sure that people can recognize easily that this belongs to Nomad Souls. Going back, we have tested. So I don't know if you guys remember or know, if you're new to the channel, we are winners of the Amazing Listing, which was a great competition powered by Pigfu, our bestest friends. We love Pigfu. Where basically we had to create a packaging and a listing and a video for a hand sanitizer brand. For that brand, we made a product packaging, and actually I can go to the screen right now and show you how many times we tested those packagings. Okay, so I'm gonna place myself over here, and you can see how many times we tested the packagings, just to basically niche down to the 3 main ideas and see which one of them would be the winner. So what we did was test them, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here so you can take a closer look. For example, these were the first 4 drafts that I personally designed. Then we had this one in different colors, different types of text, different compositions, diagrammations, then this one, and if I'm not mistaken, oh look, here's more. Like, we tasted a lot of options. And here we have the top 3 choices from all of the other tests that we made, and we had a clear winner. And that is the one that we ended up testing, or actually submitting in the competition, and the one that we ended up winning with. So test your packaging and make sure that you are getting the best option, not based on your taste or your team's taste, but on a specific audience. Going back to the presentation, we have 5, make sure that the packaging is protective. As I said, this can save you time, this can save you money, this can enhance the user experience and the customer experience. Make sure that it is protective enough that the product will arrive safely, and actually test that, like make test runs of the shipping just to make sure that the product will arrive in good shape. Also, think about it like this. Amazon is all about customer service, right? Yes, you are a customer just as much as I am, just as much as any other buyer out there is. But will Amazon take care of your product as well as you could, or as well as you know that it needs to? Probably not. They will just grab the product, ship it in a bag, and ship it out to whatever address it has to arrive to. So make sure that the packaging is the first step towards having a good customer experience when it comes to opening it. That takes me to make it easy to open. Nobody likes a struggle when it comes to opening a packaging. People just like to open the top, take it out, that's it, and we're happy and we're super excited because we got to the product fast. So you have to make a packaging that is easy to open and easy enough to just grab the product and get it out, instead of having to like look into the whole box and not even knowing when the product is gonna get there or when you're gonna actually get to the product, because it has so many elements. Like, make sure you make it an easy, again, experience. And then this is something that I could relate to something I mentioned in the past, or like just minutes ago. Be considerate with the environment. What does this mean? Remember that contamination is a serious issue, and that the world is even more contaminated by the day, by the minute. So if you can use, or if you can create a packaging that has a secondary use that you can recycle to make whatever, that would be amazing. This is an idea that just popped into my head. Imagine you sell toys for kids. Maybe you could make a drawing, like a literal outline of an airplane in the box, that you can just cut the box, open it, and then cut the plane and give it to your kid to have a secondary toy apart from the one that they just got out of the box. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, make sure it has a secondary use so it can be taken advantage of, and that it doesn't go straight to the trash, because again, we're looking to be sustainable, we're looking to be eco-friendly, and also friendly to the environment. So make sure it does have a secondary use that not just your kids, not just your husband, not just your wife, etc. can take advantage of, but anyone can take advantage of. Now, what would I say is a pro tip that not everyone uses? Product inserts. You have no idea what a difference a thank you card could make when it comes to a packaging. Imagine that your client opens that box, gets the product out because you made an easy to open package, and then all of a sudden a card pops out and it says, "Thank you so much for being a part of our community. Thank you so much for making a purchase." Or even if you're one of those brands that donates to foundations, if someone buys your product, imagine how good this person would feel if they know that they donated something to someone without even having the intention to. Like, that could make them feel incredible. So make sure you have those inserts. And again, not just for people who donate to foundations, but for anyone in general. People like to be thanked, and everyone, literally everyone, even the grumpiest person in life, loves a bit of a good gesture. So make sure that good gesture, that is not just, again, a thank you from the brand, but a thank you from you to this person. Like, it's a human connection. Make sure that you include those, because not only can it make this person happy, but you could use that good experience to ask them for a review, to ask them to visit your storefront. Like, hey, we have many more products that you can choose from, many more products that can be a thank you card, so come check them out. Have a QR code there that drives them to your listing or to your storefront, to your other listings. And you have no idea what the impact of a thank you card could make. However, and as always, Amazon does have some requirements for product inserts. So make sure that you, again, inform yourself before getting that packaging out there and that product insert out there. But some of the requirements are basically, don't incentivize, don't use manipulative language, and don't cherry pick your customers to get reviews. Make sure that it is a call to action, but not a manipulative call to action, basically. Again, let's go to some of our own package designs. Here we have this one. This is a water bottle that comes with a lid where you can place your phone to work out while you are exercising. To watch videos or working out videos while you are exercising. So it's super useful. It does have a couple of features, but as you can see, like, most of them are one-liners. What I was saying, like the keywords, we're sticking to keywords here, like lid with phone holder, that's it. Thermo mug, 100% leak proof. Like those little lines already are giving the information that you need and nothing else. Like you don't need anything else. And then we have icons for each one of these features that actually represent what we want to say. So if you want to say that you can use it in a gym, there we go. If you want to use it hiking, there we go. If you want to use it outdoors and for sports, there you go as well. Like it should be super visual because again, remember that we are visual. Here are the bigger versions or amplified versions of the ones that we tested on PickFu. The brand is called Germshark, so that is why the whole theme of it all is Germshark. Unfortunately, for a fin of a shark, that is the whole shape behind it. It was super cool to make. This is more like a mouth of a shark, and we have the little sharky here. It was super cool to make. And before we go, and before I get you to the whole marketing consultation part, I just wanted to let you know that if you have a great package design that is ready to be put out there, contact us now or watch our latest video on how you can include these packagings on your listing images. Because I recorded a video last week where I will talk to you about the best practices for Amazon product photography and how you can include them on your listing, or what tips could make your listing better, basically. So if the packaging is something that you want to include, go watch that video now, and this combined with that can get you an amazing listing and an amazing product packaging feature for all of your potential buyers. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video, to subscribe. You can do all of that below. If you have any questions for product packaging, or if you need any ideas, I'm here to help you, to answer those comments and to just give you a better insight on how I would probably enhance your product packaging. You can book a free marketing consultation with our sales team if you would like to get your product packaging made from us or made with us. Just go ahead and scan that QR code, or you can click the link in the bio. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of our community, which we think, or we hope you are, and see you soon. Bye.